Hello, boys and girls. Hope you've had a good week. Thank you very much for those of you who've completed their history work. I really enjoyed reading it. It showed some really good source analysis skills, which I've been very impressed with. This week, we're going to step away from the Industrial Revolution. Some might be thinking, oh man, I was enjoying that. Others might be thinking, oh, finally. But yeah, we're going to be looking at the Second World War now, this week. And hopefully in the next few weeks, a bit more about the Second World War. And today we're going to be looking at the causes. What was to blame for the Second World War? So the causes, okay? This is the title here. What was to blame for the Second World War? And in history, one of the key things that we look at is causes, why things happened in history. And you see within history that there's numerous amount of information that leads to an event, like different causes. And we try to work out what the main one is. Okay, usually it's just a combination of all, but we like to, as historians, put emphasis on which we think is the main cause. And you're going to be looking at that today regarding World War II. So, some keywords: Treaty of Versailles. This was a treaty, so an agreement between Britain, France, America, Italy, and Germany in 1919. So that was after World War One. League of Nations. This was an international peacekeeping organization and appeasement, given in to the demands of an aggressive nation to prevent war maintained. So letting them do things, appeasing them, allowing them to do stuff. So in terms of the Second World War, it was fought in 1939 to 1945, and these are the two teams. Like to think two teams in World War II. You got the Axis power, which is Germany, which was Nazi Germany and Hitler. Italy, which was run by a dictator called Mussolini, and Japan, which had their emperor. And then the Allied, so this is who we are. We're in this Allied powers, and that consists of Britain and France straight away in 1939. And then Russia joined in 41, but at this time, Russia was called Soviet Union. So just if you see that, just make sure you know that that's what Soviet Union is. It's what Russia is called today. And then the USA joined in 1941. So your first task is to watch this YouTube video and answer this question below or on a piece of lined paper. Why do the historians think that the First World War led to the Second World War? Okay, so the First World War happened between 1914 and 1918, and we lead into World War II in 1939, about just over 20 years later. What we've got here is check you understand from the video, just a little reading there. Your task 2 is to read this information below about the causes of the Second World War. Task 3, your main task, is I would like you to choose 2 different colours. If you're using Word document, you can just highlight this part here and choose this text highlight button at the top. Create one colour, then choose another one here. If you're doing this by hand, you can, instead of using colour, you can just write it. So the first thing we're looking at is that we've got these 9 statement cards about the causes of the World War II, sorry. And what we're looking at is whether it's evidence that the Second World War was caused or linked to the effects of the First World War. So did World War II happen, which is our question, because of World War I? Okay, so we read this information and you're going to highlight it. And then, or is it evidence of other causes, other things that happened? Now, it wasn't World War I, it was other reasons. You're going to choose a different colour. If you're doing it by hand, you can just write the title of the card, Treaty of Versailles, or Empires, or the League of Nations, and then tell me, is it one of these 2? And once you've done that, what I'd like you to do is read through those cards again and decide which you think is the top 3. There's 9 of them, so decide 3 of the main causes, the main reason World War II happened, and explain why you put it. I don't want you just to write 3 things. I would like you to tell me a good reason why you think that. Actually, you know what? That is an important reason for World War II. And then your hot task is how far do you agree with the historians in the video that the First World War led to the Second World War? So write it, I would like a point, evidence, explain, link paragraph, telling me whether you agree or how far you agree. Do you strongly agree? Do you disagree? Do you somewhat agree? So that is your hot task. I hope you find this interesting, and it's quite a bit more modern now. So yeah, I'm looking forward to looking at your work.